The Weather Bureau says a cold front and consecutive days of gale-force winds from the southwest have caused larger swells around the south coast.
We're expecting some quite monstrous waves to be hitting the west and south of Tasmania.
I guess if you balance it with the numbers of people who surf big waves and the amount of deaths, it is pretty dangerous.
It picked me up and I felt that moment of sort of weightlessness, and I was kind of bearing myself to hit the reef. I instantly thought that I was going to die. Like
This is death.
Yeah, this is death. You know, I thought this could be the end of me.
Well, you've definitely got to be fearless, and you've got to have big balls, I suppose.
Big wave surfing. Few sports are as dangerous as this.
In the sport of surfing, it's the pinnacle that you can have.
It's an addiction.
Yeah, it's addiction. It's like a drug or something, I suppose.
Surfers have always sought out big waves, but for decades the biggest were simply too huge to paddle onto. In the early 90s, they found a way. Jet skis that gave them enough speed to catch these moving mountains. Tow-in surfing had arrived. This is the legendary Mike Parsons surfing a Californian 66-footer or 20-metre wave. Incredibly, he's since surfed even bigger, one measuring nearly 24 metres. Tasmania is where the bravest Australian surfers test their skill. This wave's called Shipstern Bluff. And it's unforgiving.
Compared to a normal wave, it feels like a giant has picked you up and it just throws you. Like, you might travel underwater like 50 metres in like a couple seconds.
Tyler Holmer-Cross is the youngest to take on Shipstern. He did it when he was 16.
It was a really small wave to start with, and then I sort of got halfway down it and it just jacked up, like it tripled in size. And by the time I knew it, I was pin dropping from the top to the bottom. And yeah, I'd never experienced a wipeout at the time like it. It was a bit of a wake-up call that amateurs can't really surf it, and I think I needed to sort of get my experience up, I suppose.
Now 23, this veteran of Shipstern treats it with the utmost respect. You seem like a pretty strong bloke. You can't just fight against the water?
No way. There's so much power in those waves. I've never experienced anything like it. Like, if it wants to, it can just smash you. Like, if you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, it will snap you in half. Like, it's really dangerous.
He's always been fearless. When he first started surfing, he was only, 5 or 6. He couldn't even swim.
Tyler's mum, Sonia, has seen her boy surf big waves only in videos. But tomorrow, in the wild waters of Shipstern, she'll finally see him in action.
I think he's pretty stoked that I'm going tomorrow. He keeps coming up to me and giving me kisses. He said, oh, he's really weird. He gets all this. He's like a real little kid.
He's going to give you a bit of an insight into his crazy world.
Yeah.
Are you prepared for it?
Yeah.
Oh, look at him go.
Go Tyler.
Woo! Nice one, Tyler. What's it like to see your son on a 2-storey building?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's great.
The waves were big. Not monsters, but big enough to hurt. He's taking on some of the most dangerous waves in the world. Do you ever worry he could die?
No, not really. It'd be unfortunate for that to happen, but yeah, I don't.
It was in Tasmania 2 years ago that Bondi lifeguard and big wave king Kobe Graham got this award-winning ride. But the spot that really gets his blood pumping is one that almost claimed his life. A break called Owls near Sydney. Not the biggest, but it's the most dangerous because it breaks onto a rock shelf. The right takeoff is vital. If surfers aren't able to steer sideways, they're smashed into the rocks.
Every time I surfed that place, I realised that there's a big possibility that I could have a serious injury. Like, I'd never go out there thinking that I'm invincible out there.
Kobe's been surfing since he was 4. Now 31, it was in May that a wave off Owls nearly killed him. It was the last one, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's hard to explain what went wrong. It was just, you get a lot of water sucking off the reef, and there was a little bit of backwash, and I just fell straight over, head first, into the water in a really bad spot. It was just a big white light flash. Just, you know, as soon as that flashed, I knew that I was in real bad trouble. I was underwater for quite a long time, and I was trying to talk into myself, just working out whether I was conscious or whether I was alive. I was sort of saying, you know, are you alive? Are you conscious? And then I went to swim to the surface. I just this like lightning bolt. Must have been the nerves, the severed nerves from the breaking of my neck, just kicked in, and it was just like this pain I can't describe. It just went all the way from my neck, down my left arm, all the way down my legs. It was so intense that it just scared the living daylights out of me.
He'd badly fractured a bone in his neck. One wrong move could have severed his spinal cord.
I came up and I just tried to stay calm and copped another about 3 or 4 waves, and I was kind of freaking out a little bit, going, oh, you know, I'm not going to be able to walk again, you know. I reckon I'm never going to be able to walk, but then I'd try and just cut those thoughts out.
His mates got him to shore, he was immobilised and raced to hospital.
Your doctor said he operated on someone with exactly the same injury, and that bloke's quadriplegic.
Yeah, there's plenty of people who have done the same injury. When I went back to my surgeon for the first time to get my neck brace off, he told me to buy a lottery ticket, so I guess I realised how lucky I was at that stage.
If he had one wrong move, or if a wave hit him wrong after he'd broken his neck, he'd be dead. So, and to come back from it, and now he's like walking around, you know, he'll be surfing within a couple of months. So it's pretty amazing.
Mark Matthews is Kobe's good mate and one of Australia's best big wave surfers. He too has felt the force of the surf.
And what about the young people coming up through the ranks? Does it worry you that they're just not quite ready?
I don't know, there's a line where you do have to push the young kids to start surfing bigger waves, but you've got to be careful with them too.
Surf Lifesaving Tasmania is aware of the extreme danger these waves present and has started training surfers to help them stay alive, teaching endurance, recovery skills and how to cope for minutes on end underwater.
We're expecting some quite monstrous waves.
10 days ago, those skills were tested when a freak, once-in-a-decade weather front hit Tasmania.
Could be the biggest surf I've ever surfed.
You know you could get into trouble out there. I mean, does that thought cross your head? Are you scared of dying?
I'm scared of dying, but I don't really think about dying. I just think about the good part of it, like getting the rush.
Way out to sea, the swell was the biggest ever recorded off Australia. On the southernmost tip of Tasmania, here's what it looked like when it finally reached the shore. Driven by 120-kilometre winds, the 10-metre waves our surfers had been hoping for. Out on a jet ski, I got a first-hand look at the power and fury. It was fearsome, and they were fearless.
Some of these waves are as big as 3 stories. You've got to be insane to do this.
And then a wipeout. Our jet ski moves quickly. Brooke Phillips had disappeared deep below the churning surface.
Basically ended up getting like sucked up the face, backwards, upside down, and then just thrown out of the lip. And it just flogged me. Went straight to the bottom and just got thrashed on the bottom. I think that one of the biggest fears in that situation is getting knocked unconscious, because if you lose your consciousness, then you know the scale of danger just gets lifted.
Some people's idea of having a good time is going to the movies or going out and getting drunk on the weekend. Our time of having a good time is, you know, surfing these waves that that just give you this adrenaline rush. That's our idea of a good time. That's just what we like to do.
Kobe Graham is now in the gym preparing to get back in the water. Riding big waves almost paralysed him, but he can't wait to chase them again. Tyler Holmer-Cross can't wait for the next perfect storm.
Like I could get knocked out and drown like tomorrow maybe, but...
It's worth the risk?
Oh, it's worth the risk.
It's that good?
Yeah, it's that good.